Imagine you are the most powerful conqueror who ever lived. You have never lost a battle, not once. Cities burn when you arrive. Empires collapse. Kings kneel before you. And now you stand before the greatest civilization on Earth. You destroy it. Completely. Every palace, every library, every monument. But then something happens that has never happened before. The civilization you just destroyed starts destroying you. Not with armies, not with weapons, with something far more powerful. Its identity. And 2,500 years later, it is still doing it. That conqueror was Alexander the Great, and what happened to him happened to every single person who came after him. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear will change how you see the entire world. The civilization that should not exist. Here is something that will stop you completely. For more than 6,000 years, civilizations have existed on this land. When Rome was a village of shepherds. When England was forest and painted tribes. When America did not exist as an idea. This land was already building something nobody had ever seen. Not a tribe, not a settlement, a civilization. With universities, libraries, a postal system, running water, and one thing so far ahead of its time, the rest of the world took 2,000 years to catch up. The world's first declaration of human rights. Not from Greece, not from Rome, not from England, from Persia. Written 2,500 years before the rest of the world even understood what human rights meant. Think about what that means. While every other civilization was still deciding who was powerful enough to survive, Persia was already writing down the rights of every human being on Earth. And here is where it gets disturbing. Every civilization that reaches this level of power eventually collapses. Rome collapsed. Greece collapsed. The Mongol Empire collapsed. The British Empire collapsed. Every single one. But Persia never fully collapsed. Not once. In 6,000 years. And when you understand why, everything happening in the world right now will suddenly make sense. Every conqueror, every failure. The first person to truly understand what Persia was the man who tried hardest to destroy it. Alexander the Great. 334 BC. He arrives with the most powerful army the ancient world had ever seen. 3 years later, the Persian Empire is gone. Persepolis, the greatest city on earth, is ash. Alexander stands in the ruins. Victory. And then, something begins. He marries a Persian princess. He wears Persian clothing. He performs Persian ceremonies. He adopts Persian court customs. He starts becoming the thing he destroyed. His generals watch this happen. And after Alexander dies, every single one of them does the same thing. They rule Persian land. They call themselves Persian kings. The conquerors became Persian. But here is what makes this extraordinary. It was not a coincidence. Because 1,500 years later, the exact same thing happened again. Hulagu Khan, the most violent military force in human history. The Mongols do not conquer, they erase. 1/3 of the entire Persian population, killed. Every great city, destroyed. Hulagu Khan stands in the ruins and declares, Persia is finished. Within 80 years, the Mongol rulers of Iran are speaking Persian, funding Persian poetry, building Persian architecture, calling themselves Persian kings. They had become Persian, again. Two of the most powerful military forces in human history, both came to erase the same civilization. Both ended up becoming it. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And the pattern has a secret. A secret that nobody has ever been able to fully explain, until now. The most dangerous weapon ever used against Iran. Now here is the part that will disturb you most, because the most dangerous attack on Persian identity did not come from an army. It came from a letter. 1935. No missiles, no soldiers, no invasion. Just a single sheet of paper, sent to every government on earth. One instruction. Stop calling this country Persia. Call it Iran. That is all. No battle, no blood, no war, and 2,500 years of the name Persia slowly disappeared from maps. Think about what that means. The most powerful armies in human history came with weapons and failed. One man came with a pen and changed the name that had existed for 2,500 years in a single day. But here is what nobody talks about. He only changed the name because the one thing he could not change was still there, underneath the new name, unchanged, untouched, waiting. And this is where everything you have heard so far finally makes sense. The secret nobody has figured out. So what is it? What is the thing that survived Alexander, that survived Hulagu Khan, that survived the letter, that has survived everything thrown at it for 2,500 years? It is something every conqueror underestimated, every single time. The culture, not the army, not the weapons, not the walls. The culture. So ancient, so deep, so completely woven into the identity of every single person born on that land that it cannot be touched from the outside. Not by fire, not by swords, not by letters, not by anything. The Persian language survived the Arab conquest, while every other language the Arabs conquered disappeared forever. The Persian poetry written 1,000 years ago is still memorized by Iranian children today, word for word. The Zoroastrian fire that was burning before Islam, before Alexander, before anyone alive today was born, is still burning. Every conqueror who arrived to destroy Iran found themselves standing inside something they did not understand, and the ones who stayed long enough became part of it. Persia absorbed Alexander. Iran absorbed the Mongols. The identity outlived the letter. And that is the one lesson that 2,500 years of history has been trying to teach the world. You cannot destroy what people carry inside them. You can burn the palace. You cannot burn what the palace represented. You can change the name. You cannot change what the name meant. You can kill the people. You cannot kill what they passed to their children. That is not just the story of Iran. That is the most important lesson in the entire history of human civilization. 6,000 years, every empire, every army, every letter, every attempt to erase what this land is, failed. Not because Iran was the strongest, but because strength was never the point. The point was always identity, and identity is the one thing no weapon has ever been able to destroy. Here is the debate question. After everything you just heard, do you believe there is any force on Earth today powerful enough to erase a 6,000-year-old identity? Comment yes or no below. Tell me why. Every single answer gets a reply. Because some questions have been waiting 2,500 years for an honest answer. We will see you in the next secret.